older. Prepare. Diamonds on the screen, got the news that you fiend. Current events with a twist, she's the queen. Sass on deck, always staying pristine. Popping collars, turning heads since the teens. Like and sub up if you like the show, but she'll put you on blast for being a hoe. Don't sleep, diamonds brand new. Comment and share, stay true. Her shine won't fade, get that? Boo boo. Comments blowing up, got the trolls in a tizzy. She keeps it real, never acts too busy. Clap back game strong, keep it crispy. Truth bombs drop and leave them all dizzy. Like and sub up if you like the show, but she'll put you on blast for being a hoe. Don't sleep, diamonds brand new. Comment and share, stay true. Her shine won't fade, get that? Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. From culture to politics, stirring up the scene. No filter, pure fire, nothing in between. Subscribers on the rise, haters turning green. Diamonds sparkling bright, yo, you know what I mean. Shining so bright, you can see her from afar. On the grind through the night, she's a superstar. Don't come for her crown, she'll leave you charred. Power in her words, every video a memoir. Gonna say it loud, clear as a bell, I'm diamond. Not the stories they tell, they try to break me, but I'm still here. Don't come for diamond, make that crystal clear. Like and sub up if you like the show, but she'll put you on blast for being a hoe. Don't sleep, diamond's brand new. Comment and share, stay true. Her shine won't fade, get that? Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. Boo boo. From culture to politics, stirring up the scene, no filter. Pure fire, nothing in between. Subscribers on the rise, haters turning green. Diamonds sparkling bright, yo, you know what I mean. Shining so bright, you can see her from afar. On the grind through the night, she's a superstar. Don't come for her crown, she'll leave you charred. Power in her words, every video a memoir. Gonna say it loud, clear as a bell, I'm diamond. Not the stories they tell, they tried to break me, but I'm still here. Don't come for diamond, make that crystal clear. Like and sub up if you like the show, but she'll put you on blast for being a hoe. Don't sleep, diamond's brand new. Comment and share, stay true.
Hey y'all, I don't know what's going on. I was trying to share this Facebook thing. I don't know why you can't hear the sound, but hello and welcome in everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Can you hear me? Let me start from the top. Hey Debbie. Hello, Sayla. I hope you're feeling much better, my love. We were praying for you, and God is good, girl. Lady 7 Up, hello, my love. Lucky Charms, hey. Tree, hello, how are you? Mrs. Daisy, how are you? What's going on, y'all? So I wanted to play the little thing from Donald Trump's Facebook, but I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm gonna show you one more thing and then we can get the show started.
They called us trash, they called us grind. Said we ain't worth a dime, but now we're cleaning up the scene, taking out the White House sheen. Promises made, promises kept, fake news cried while we step in a land where I am free, living proud just being me. The house is clean, the garbage thrown, America back on her throne. Kamala, your time has expired, pack your bags, you're fired. They laughed and mocked, but we prevailed. Truth and justice not for sale. Liberty's torch bright and clear. Now we're marching without fear. A future bright, a dawn anew. Red, white, and blue cutting through. United we stand hand in hand, proud to say I love this land. The house is clean, the garbage thrown, America back on her throne. Kamala, your time has expired, pack your bags, you're fired. Prevailed, truth and justice not for sale. Liberty's torch bright and clear. Now we're marching without fear. The house is clean, the garbage thrown, America back on her throne. Kamala, your time has expired, pack your bags, you're fired. Pack your bags, you're fired. Pack your bags, you're fired.
Hey. Did you see Roseanne shaking her ass? I love her and I hate the fact that she was canceled, but she has a podcast. And if anyone can just drop Tom McDonald's YouTube page in the chat, so you guys can go and sub up to him. I love his music. He's all about America. And I think this song with Roseanne was fire. Oh yes, Sailor. Yep. I just seen your comment. Yes, girl. Yes. Hey, J. Marie. Thanks for coming in. Did I miss anyone? I'm sorry if I did. I'm trying to still get used to this. So, are we happy yet? Are we smiling yet? Yes. President Trump is back in office and he is playing no games. I'm telling you, he's playing no games. So I took a few notes and I wrote something. So I'm gonna read it to you guys, and then if Miss Daisy wants to come up after and all that other stuff, we can do this. I have some clips I want to share with you guys, talk about certain things that's happened before President Trump's swearing in and everything. So here we go. In a dramatic turn of events, President Donald Trump has issued sweeping pardons for the J6 rioters, igniting a political firestorm. This unprecedented move has sent shockwaves through the nation, further increasing the divide between political factions. Alongside these pardons, Trump has signed a series of executive orders aimed at reversing key policies from the previous administration, including withdrawing from the World Health Organization, aka WHO, aka, the C word, and imposing new tariffs on Mexico and Canada. As the nation grapples with these bold actions, the political landscape is more polarized than ever, with debates raging over the implications for justice, governance, and the future of American democracy. And with that being said, did y'all hear about Biden's pardons for Fauci and the J6 committee? Like, I think it's so crazy because these people haven't even been like charged with anything and they're already being pardoned. Like, that just goes to show you that Biden knows for a fact it was all a setup. Like, the C word was all a setup. And him pardoning Fauci, especially, and, the Democrats, we already know how they feel about Trump. But the two Republicans that sat on the chairs that went after Trump, like, I don't get it, man. It's just like Liz Cheney. How do you guys feel about that? Like, it's ridiculous how they made a big deal years ago about people being pardoned, about presidents pardoning criminals and all that other stuff. And they're like, oh, well, if the president gives you a pardon, then you're in fact, a felon. You're in fact a criminal. But Joe, he pardoned his son, as we all know, and he's been pardoning like people on death row. Well, he did already, and these people over here, and it's just like, bro, like you're doing it right in our face. I mean, they've been doing it in our face. I just pray that the people on the other side, they see what's going on. Like, it's being done. It's finally being brought to light. And I feel like, the fact of the matter is, I know a lot of people personally that don't like Trump, and they don't like Trump as a person, because of his past. And we all have a past. Trump, before many of you know that, I really wasn't for him when he had first ran for president. And it was mainly because of what was being put out there, how he spoke about women and the certain things that he had did in his past and everything. But, once he became president, like it changed my whole mindset on him. Like, he was able to do a lot of things during his first term. And now he kept his promise. He kept his promise. He signed off on the prisoners, the prisoners being released. And Debbie, she showed me a few channels of these vets that are actually all across the nation waiting for these prisoners or the hostages, should I say, to be released. And you know, I've been following them, and I'll show a little clip later on because they're live right now, and I don't want to, like, you know, stream snipe them or anything, or but so yeah, like, what do you guys, you know, think about all of this? Did you hear well, who was it? Oh, so when he was up on the podium, he um he was talking about the previous administration, and you can see like Kamala and Joe Biden, like they were just like not they were just done, you know. And I feel like the people that were pardoned, you know, Kamala, she wasn't pardoned, you know. And I feel like she's gonna be the scapegoat when everything finally comes out. Because I'm pretty sure Trump is still, even with all these pardons, he's, you know, he's still going to investigate everything that was happening from before. And we're all gonna find out what really happened and who lied, and all the truth is gonna come out. And I feel like Kamala's gonna take she's gonna take the fall. Okay, they're gonna blame her. And you know what? Hey, you run with snakes, you know, you slither with them and all that other stuff. You're gonna get bit. You're gonna get bit too at the end of the day. So yeah, say like he had me cracking up. Oh my goodness, he's funny. He's funny. Yeah, Debbie, she wasn't pardoned, and I can't wait for it all to come out. You know, because she's gonna be like, "Dang, they played me." Yep, yep, Lady Seven Up. They sure did have their heads down, and it's crazy because, you know, like it's like just looking at it, you see them like they have their tails between their legs, and it's unfortunate. So I don't, is Daisy still in chat, or did she leave me? Is Daisy, you gonna come up? Mm, yeah, I think I looked at Biden and Kamala most of the time to see their reactions. Exactly. Yep, I was watching them too, and you can see like when they were praying, and you know, basically talking about God, and when Trump mentioned thing, it's just like, hey, you know, you like you can see their face. Like it's just like, I don't know. Their demons was showing. Let's just put it that way. So okay, Daisy, you coming up? I have to bring you up. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hello, my darling.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? We missed you.
I missed you too. If I wasn't so tired yesterday, um, I slept almost all day on and off. I was so tired.
I can imagine. Hey, loves to lurk. How
Hey,
are you?
hey,
Long
loves.
school woman, how you doing?
Did you see that where Barron Trump went up to Biden and told him something, and Biden got this like dead stare, like he didn't just say that to me, and then Barron Trump turned around and looked at him like, I ain't playing with you. Did you see that?
Yes, yes. And that boy has some class because he went up to
Uh-huh.
Biden and Kamala and shook their hands. And
Uh-huh.
I think what he whispered to them was like, I'm coming for you.
Or we're going to find out that y'all did something to that election because it
Yep.
was funny. Biden was like a puppy dog in a shock or something. He's like
Yep.
had the stupidest look on his face.
Yep. I was laughing. Oh
But the
my
thing
goodness.
is, Biden is like Alzheimer's. So, he probably didn't even recognize what he said. So it's
You got me laughing at that old man. That's not nice.
it's funny because there was somebody, one of those big heads that don't work for him no more. It was head of security, said that he went to Biden and asked him about I guess it was the gas pipe thing. And they had tricked him into signing something that he didn't even know really what was he was supposed to be doing. And that guy argued with him. He said, "Yeah, you signed it." And he's like, "No, I signed something that I don't forget what it was." But they've tricked that old man this whole 4 years, ain't they? Into doing
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yep.
Lord, I'm glad it's over.
Yes. Yes. Now it's I mean, I can actually take a breath now. Like it's just a wonderful thing, like watching everything, like all the ceremonies.
Mhm.
When Melania and him had their dance,
Yeah.
and it was wonderful. And JD Vance's wife, like she kind of reminded me of Jasmine from Aladdin.
Hmm.
Did you see her dancing up there?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch any of it. I've just watched little clips throughout today of the
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
haven't
see.
really got to watch it.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Hey,
So
wonderful woman.
so bear with me while I try to grab it real quick.
Okay, there's people there in DC right now waiting for them to release the January 6th prisoners because he pardoned all of them.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
crazy man from Harlan's there. He's freaking them all out, telling them about the Harlan whores and stuff. And they're like, "What?" He's been interviewed by about three different news broadcasters. He was on there telling them about the hot tui and everything. They were like, "What, the truck?" I was like, "Oh Lord, crazy." Well, look here, Ronald E. for president. What in the daisy are we talking about? We're talking about
What?
you.
Ronald's in here?
I know that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Ronald. Good to see you, bro. How are you? Working hard? You working hard now?
He's come to make the diamonds great again. He's-
Oh my goodness. Let me
Lord.
get this video pulled up real quick.
Okay. He had to grace us with his presence. He's seen the president on here and he's ready to talk. It's crazy, you all. Things are already starting to change, and it's only been a day. Trump is not playing, honey. He is going hard right now. Yes, everybody go hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let's get Diamonds monetized, y'all. Hit that subscribe and that like. It lets her algorithm grow. We got to get Miss Diamonds monetized.
Big one. A lot of big ones, huh? You know what that means, right?
President Trump, did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh,
What's in there?
thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you.
What does it say on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that
That
determination.
sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk just like this.
What are you talking about?
Unification of our country.
I think he forgot about the letter.
He did. He probably wasn't even interested in reading it, but he said it was a nice one because I
Oh,
watched a later interview. Ronald said, "Diamonds Creations working for the American dream for all of America, my friend."
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for
Mm.
coming in, Ronald. I appreciate it.
Ronald E. Presidente. Is that what it says? Ronald E. Presidente.
Yep.
He's crazy. Lord. Um, reckon he's supposed to tell us about them drones. He still ain't never told us yet.
Yeah, he will. He will. And
Um,
you got people on the left talking about, oh well, he didn't stop the war in Ukraine and in between Ukraine and Russia. And I'm like, really? It hasn't even been 24 hours. Like, let the
yeah,
man work.
I don't see how anybody in the United States of America would actually want to have Biden as a president still.
It's
I
just
don't
that
get it.
their I think their hatred for Trump is greater than, it's blinding them so much.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate because the hatred for anyone, it comes from the devil. And
Oh, it does.
they have these blinders on, and it's just like, I pray that they really do see what has been happening, and then they see what Trump is going to be doing, because I
Exactly.
mean, he was working even before he was sworn in. Like, he came out and he brought up the hostages, and he came out and he said, basically, listen, if hostages aren't released by the time I'm sworn, there's gonna be hell to pay.
And they
And
didn't
look
play.
what happened. It's just like, and then the thing is that the Biden administration, they wanted to take, you know, like kudos to them, because we got the hostages freed. And I'm like, bruh, it wasn't even you. It was Trump. They're scared of Trump. They seen
Mhm.
they seen what Trump did to what was that terrorist name? I call him Salami, but that's not really his name. Soleimani or something like that. So it's like they saw that Trump he's not playing. Like, he's a man of his word. And when he gets the opportunity to take you out, there's no second guessing it. He's gonna give the authority to the military, and they're gonna be taken out.
Mhm.
So it's like, what do you think about the whole hostage situation, and them, like, you know the ceasefire, and the whole, letting the some of the hostages go? Do you think that was right?
Yes. Let them go. They're innocent people. They've already been releasing some, and just like what Trump said, that like if Biden would have done this earlier, he could have saved lives, because as they continue to keep them. Hey, Nora Woods,
Hey,
they
Nora.
they continue to die. You know, like
Hi,
they're.
Raising Cane. How are you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. You got to greet you people.
No, and I agree. And I just got a cash app from Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it.
Do you know who Amy is?
Is that you?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but okay.
I didn't know if I had it on Daisy or what, but
Thank you.
you all give Diamond some support. She's got her Cash App down here. This is her first live. She's not monetized.
Yeah.
Any
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. I didn't want. I didn't
yeah.
want, I didn't want to
I
share with
wanted
you.
to support you for your first live, or your first, not your first live, but
Well, my
that's what
first
we
real life,
do.
because the other one is it was just to get some stuff off my chest that needed to be said.
Do you feel better now?
Oh, and you know what? Now that you brought that, well, that we bringing that up, I want to shout out Matthew for replaying that first live of mine and his commentary and for realizing and if anyone can I guess put his channel link in there, basically for realizing the reason why I did my live, and so shout out to his chat and his mods and everything. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
um
absolutely.
so yeah, so as far as the hostages, right, um I was watching Officer Tatum, and do I have let me pull up his commentary real quick on the hostages. Oh my goodness, I gotta get used to this.
It does take a minute, don't it? But I have had actually seen pictures of a lot of the Jewish people being returned to their family members, and there's even babies that they have took hostages, little ones.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
and the crazy thing about it too is they did you hear that they gave them little gift bags?
give who?
The terrorists gave the hostages gift bags.
Really? How
Yeah,
come?
let me pull that up real quick.
Probably because they're scared to death. Ronald said, Diamond's Creations, Daisy should also get a shout out because the Ronald wouldn't have known about your channel if she didn't post it, my friend, because you never told me.
Oh, thank you,
Oh,
Daisy.
Ronald, something else.
Yeah, I haven't seen you around, Ronald. That's why you know, I would have told you, but I also do think it's kind of disrespectful to go into like someone's chat and announce that you have a channel and you're going live and all that other stuff.
No, listen, next time you're in my live stream, you can promote your channel and let me know so I don't forget, and I'll shout out to your channel when I go live again. Because
Oh,
sometimes I can get caught up and start talking about things and forget stuff. So if you want to post your channel and stuff in my chat, I don't care one bit. Any of my mods that support me, I'm going to support them all the way. Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay, so I am trying to get to the video.
Daisy, let me
Goodness, I put
know.
everything in a playlist and it's like I don't see it anymore. um,
Some of the things, if it's TikTok, they'll take it down. But
yeah, it was the it's on YouTube. It's basically the gift bags thing. I think
oh,
they
the
took
gift
it
bag thing. Okay. That's weird because it makes you think, oh, they're scared to death of Trump. They're going to do whatever they can to make it up. But it's too late. They've already killed so many people. You know, it's
Yeah, they gave them like little keepsakes and stuff. And I was just like,
crazy.
wow, that's like why would they want to remember, like something that they went through,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know? Like it's not like they were on a vacation, like you guys literally
No,
tortured.
horrible. Exactly. That's weird. That's so weird. But hey, they're
Okay, so
weird.
I can find it. Let me see. Let me just type it in. Um,
I'm getting ready to start that Minjarta shop. And I need it because I have just been so hungry here lately.
what does that do?
It's that diet well, it's not really a diet, it's for diabetes, but a lot of people's losing weight. It's like Ozempic.
Mm.
It's costing me $230 just for 1 month.
Oh my goodness, girl.
Yeah, but it's supposed to work, so I'm hoping it will. Don't make me sick. Anything's better than what I'm doing right now. I'm so sick of this cold, y'all. I'm
I
freezing.
know. Did you get any snow?
We got a little bit of snow, but this darn cold is worse than the snow.
Yes. Okay, I found
Mm,
I found the gift bag thing. Let me see. Let me share it real quick.
okay.
This one. Yeah, I think that's so crazy. Like, I don't get why they would do that. Like,
Let me tell you something. Them some bitches get their money from us. Them bastards in our that was running our country, I believe, were funding them. I really do. I mean, it's they're scared. They know that they're not going to be supported no more. And it makes me mad that they are taking our tax money, our hard-earned tax money, to freaking give money to people like that to to kill other people and stuff. I don't
yeah,
trust them.
yeah. It's just like, you know, you're giving them a certificate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you give someone, to me, I took it as like it was a slap to the face as a reminder that we didn't kill you. You know,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's how I took that certificate, because it's a certificate is an award, when you get through something or when you accomplish something,
Yeah.
so it's just like, is that certificate, like, oh, you lived through it. Like, I don't know, these people, they're so
Weird.
like evil minded.
They're so evil. And it really is like I would them girls, they probably just wanted to get the hell out of there. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes. And I noticed one of them had like a bandage on her finger,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Hey,
looked like
Lori.
it looked like she was missing a finger,
Probably.
you know. And I'm like, wow, like did they take it off, you know, to try to show the other hostages, you know, to behave and all that stuff. Like it's crazy.
It is. Them ladies will be strong. I mean, you notice that they were young. There wasn't a whole lot of older ones. Probably the older ones didn't survive.
Yeah, I
That's
I think so. I think so. Hey, Lori P, how are you? So,
mm,
you know, like as far as the hostages, Debbie and I, we were conversing about it the other day, and because Officer Tatum, you know, he had a lot to say. He had a lot to say about Mr. BB. Um, I can't pronounce his last name, so I call him BB.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but basically, you know, he was saying that it was let me see if I can find it. My phone is going off.
Hey,
Um,
Susie.
where is it?
Excuse me.
Ooh, God bless you.
Oh.
So it was him saying that, you know, BB is, you know, he's stupid for agreeing to let all um the terrorists go in order to get all of, you know, well, not all of them, but to get the hostages back along with the remains, you know, because I think that's very important as well. Like I think they should get the remains because
They're giving them the remains back.
yeah, because they need a proper burial.
They do. That's
You know,
sad.
it's so sad, you know, and it's
Yeah.
just like, and you know, Officer Tatum, he was, you know, he was saying how it's a vicious circle. Like, okay, they come to an agreement with the ceasefire, and you know, in order for them to get their hostages back, they need to release the terrorists that they have imprisoned. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, you know, I can see where he's coming from,
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, where he says, you know, it's like what's going to happen is that those same prisoners, those same terrorists that were released are going to go back and plot something else, and it's just going to be a vicious circle,
Yep. It is.
you know. And but at the same time, do you remember when, I forgot exactly when it was, but the pagers and the walkie talkies to the terrorists, they started blowing up.
Mm-mm. I don't remember that.
So it was said that the terrorists were, some of them were killed and a lot of them were injured. And it was said that there was a shipment of pagers, like, you know, like the beepers and walkie talkies being taken over to the terrorists. And
Mm-hmm.
as um BB's like the top in his military,
Uh-huh.
they planned it where the shipment was intercepted, and they went and they replaced the phones, some of the phones, most of them were beepers and walkie talkies, with ones that were able to explode.
Oh, wow.
So,
Good.
hey Sleuth, how are you, darling?
Hey, Sleuthy.
So what happened was they sent out um the IDF, they sent out a text message,
Mm-hmm.
and when the terrorists went to read it, what it did was it exploded. So a lot of it exploded in their faces. A lot of them, you know, exploded in their hands. There was even some that I believe that they didn't even read the text message, and it exploded in their pocket.
Wow.
So, you know, I feel like uh, the IDF and BB, I feel like they're really smart, you know.
Yeah.
And Officer Tatum, what he was saying was, you know, he wouldn't agree for nothing. You know, I mean, he said he feels sorry for the, for the hostages and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like they were releasing a lot of terrorists compared to the hostages that they had. And I
Yeah.
saw it as something different. I saw it as Bibi is like, you know what? Give me back my hostages. Give me
Yeah.
back the remains of the ones that you killed.
Yeah.
And after they're safe and away from all that,
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna take them out.
Oh, he is?
That's my opinion.
I think he is, my
That's my
opinion.
opinion. And I feel like he's
I
capable of doing
would.
something like that because look what he did with the pagers. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of scary though, because like Debbie had told me, she was like, it's scary because what if these people try to do it to the American people? Like they'll intercept some type of cargo coming over to the United States and replace them with phones and stuff that explode. And I'm like, I was thinking about that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I mean, it could happen. God forbid, God bless
It
us
could
all,
happen.
but if you think about it, it
Yeah.
can happen to us,
You can.
And then
But
yeah.
go ahead. But our national security should hopefully check that out,
Yeah,
surely.
true. I mean, when they go through customs and all that other stuff, hopefully they do
Mhm.
catch it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not laughing at, at that part. I'm laughing at the whole, people really think that the Israelis and the IDF, like they're dumb.
Mhm.
And I feel like when he did all of this, and the fact that he went after that one top leader, they sent a drone after him, and
Mm.
it was in a building, you know.
Wow.
And then you had Biden on the other hand bashing him, like, oh, I don't understand why he went and he did this. We didn't know anything about it. But it just goes to show you that everything that BB and the IDF have planned, they executed everything that they have planned.
Yeah.
All right. And it's only because they weren't sharing the information with the Biden administration. If you
Uh,
look at it, that I mean, that's my opinion. But I mean, do you think that's wrong?
see, I'm not familiar with all that. I'm not familiar with
Girl. Yeah.
I ain't had a chance to get caught up on all that stuff, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm
But
kind of
that's
in
what
the
I'm
dark
saying.
on
But
that one.
I feel like now that BB has all that, once he gets all the hostages and what he wants
Who's
from
BB?
BB, in Yahoo, whatever his name is.
Oh,
I always,
the Israel leader, right?
yes. I always
Mm.
mispronounce his name. So I call
Oh,
him
okay.
BB, you
BB,
know?
okay.
And it's just like I feel like I feel like it's a good thing that he agreed to the ceasefire and he agreed to, getting the hostages and releasing the terrorists, because
Yes, I think it
once
is too.
once once the terrorists are all in one spot, I feel like he could take them all out.
Yeah.
At that moment, for a fact they're gonna be meeting up and saying, hello and hugging each other and all this other stuff. They're all
Mhm,
going to be in one spot where you can
mhm,
send what you need to send and turn that whole land over there into a parking lot. And
mhm.
I know it sounds evil and it's bad because there may be, casualties of war. There may be innocent people that perish while this is
Mhm.
going on. But I feel like that's the only way to stop the vicious circle,
Right.
because it's going to continue.
Mhm.
The Israel's, they give all these people, the Palestinians and the terrorists, they help them out so much in the past. And if you go into YouTube, there's a lot of documentary on it.
Mhm.
And it's terrible how it got turned around on them, because they started trusting them and they started living with them and working with them, and it really just blew up in their face, like literally blew up in their face.
I'm going to tell you right now, as long as Israel is a country, well, it'll always be a country now,
Mhm.
that there's going to be wars with Israel because they are the chosen people. It is the Holy Land and it's
Well,
from God. The
that's
devil's
how
going to be hard.
that's what I was referring to. So basically, what's going to happen is Israel's going to take it upon themselves, IDF and BB, they're going to take it upon themselves to get rid of all those people over there, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where the terrorists are known to be. They go and they hide, within the
Mm-hmm.
civilians. They go into the hospitals. They go into where all the civilians are populated. All right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they feel like, well, they can't do much to us over here because we're with the population. But Israel is
Uh-huh.
gonna just get tired of everything and just take them all out, and that's when all the nations are gonna rise up against Israel, because they're gonna look at it like, oh, you're breaking peace treaties, you're breaking laws and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's when the whole Bible thing is gonna come out, because everyone is going to turn their eyes to Israel and tell them, like, look, yeah, you took out all these people because there was terrorists in there or whatever, but there was
Mm-hmm.
a lot of innocents.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like everyone is going to turn their back on Israel. Hopefully the US doesn't, because Trump is in office now, and
Yeah.
I know he has BB's back, but I feel
Yeah.
like that's what's going to happen, and that's what's going to start the
Oh,
whole
wow.
biblical thing about it.
The one thing that's biblical that I worry most about is that third temple. And I think now that Trump's in and there's probably going to be peace in Israel while he's in, I
Uh-huh.
think that's when they're going to build that third temple. When they do that, then keep an eye out because the Lord is coming soon. Because
Yep.
that's where the Antichrist is going to reign. So everything's based on Israel. All these wars, everything, it's all biblical. But I'm not trying to be religious over here. I mean, I'm just saying
No, no,
it's
no.
all based on what happens with Israel.
I love
Um,
it. I love it. No, this is the type of conversations that I want to have, because it
yeah,
goes hand in hand. Everything that's
it
happening,
does.
it goes
It's
hand in
biblical.
hand in what is being, prophesized in the Bible.
Uh-huh. And partial of Israel is in Iraq. It's basically the Israelites' land. God gave them that land for them, and Iraq has took over the land, but it's part of Israel. Some of it is.
Hmm.
Should be part of Israel anyway. It was given to the Israelites by God. But yeah, like I do believe that there will be some peace in Israel now, and they've already got the red heifers to sacrifice in the temple. It
Mm-hmm.
just takes building that temple, and then we know that our time is near when that happens.
Yep.
But
So I want to show the first dance where they show JD Vance dancing with his wife as well.
hmm
Let me get that up real
I
quick.
like him. His little girl's cute too.
Yeah, he definitely grew on me, because
hmm
before he was talking trash. He
Was
was
he?
talking trash on Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
I
was,
wonder why Trump picked him then.
because they share
Ladies and
they
Oh,
share the same values.
oh, okay, okay.
gentlemen, please welcome the 47th President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump, accompanied by First Lady Mrs. Melania Trump. War
Hallelujah. Glory, glory. Hallelujah. Is to this marching on. Please welcome Vice President. Right. You know your daddy was born to die, but all my trials, Lord, will my.
You see how beautiful JD Vance's wife is? That's why I said she reminds me of Jasmine from Aladdin.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Look at
She
that
does
dress.
look like Jasmine from Aladdin, don't she?
Yes.
She is
My
pretty.
trials, Lord, will soon be. And Petty Officer Emmanuel Gamble, United States Navy. Glory, glory, hallelujah, is to this marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
I think that's such an honor. Don't you think?
What was he dancing with, a military woman?
Yes. So several soldiers came up and danced with all four of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it? I think
It
it's
is. See, I didn't get
such
to watch that.
such an honor to dance with the president and the first lady and all of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. No other president's done that before.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I honestly I really didn't pay attention to when Biden came in. I really didn't pay attention, so I don't know if it was
nobody.
but they did
Nobody.
do it.
My Biden probably thinks he's in his nursing home that they took him back to. He's probably in a nursing home. Poor thing.
Oh my goodness.
I just think it's hilarious the look on his face when Barron come up to him and said something to him. I think that was funny because he was.
Yeah, I can't find it. Do you have a clip on it or?
Let me see if I can find one right quick and I'll send it or I'll play it, whatever, for you. It's hilarious because he's so stupid. Hang on just a second. Let me see. If I go back and see that. Here it is. Let me post it on my Facebook and then I'll bring it up. It's from TikTok, but I'm so glad TikTok's back. I went on there the other day and it was gone, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh my goodness, yeah, I didn't even know about it. I didn't even know. Like my 'cause I use CapCut, and it's affiliated with TikTok. So my youngest had long story short, she likes to edit videos and all that other stuff, and she was the one that noticed. And I was like, no, I was using it earlier. It's still there. And she's like, I'm so sad. And I go and I look and I get slapped in the face with the message that TikTok was taken out, and so was CapCut. And I believe they took Temu and Sheen down as well.
Oh Lord, I just ordered some, so they brought it back up. Thank the Lord. I ordered me some stuff off there. I got it in the back chat if you want to pull it up.
Okay, so I added to stage.
Yeah, just add it to stage and I'll get it to go. All
Okay.
right, this is Barron Trump coming up to. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't playing. He said something serious to him.
Yep.
I believe he said something serious. Daisy
Right.
was the first person I thought of. I said, "Oh no, Daisy's going to be upset." What about? Oh, TikTok.
But
Yeah, TikTok for
where
sure.
do you guys? Wait, you guys see my husband in here?
Where's he at?
I don't know. Debbie said Alberto Reyes,
Oh,
my
is he
husband.
in here?
And we find out he's trolling.
Oh.
I don't even see his comment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't see him in here. Debbie, was he in here?
She said he's cracking me up, Diamonds.
Let me find out. I got him blocked because I don't see him.
Let me see. I didn't see. Yeah, there he is.
Where did you see him? I do not see him.
He's got a little kid's face, like on a cartoon of a kid. I wish I was able to dance with him. It would have been salsa, though. He said.
I don't see him.
He said, "Wow, I'm leaving." I
Hey, but
can't
I don't
see
see
him,
you. Is
but I
there
can see
an
him.
option for me to look at all the chats? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
y-
see it.
you'll have to go into your YouTube and pull it up on a separate page.
Oh, that's what's going on.
I
Okay.
can't see him either on the StreamYard one, but when I go into the other one, he's on there.
Okay, let me see if I can go over there.
He said, "Well, now that she can't see this, what should I say?" I know. She gonna get you. Oh,
Oh, okay, okay. Top chat and live chat.
I wish StreamYard would fix that where we could do everything, but we can't. We have to go to two different things.
Yeah. Well, I still don't see him.
You don't see him?
No.
He's got you blocked or something, ain't he?
Let me find out I'm blocked. Oh my goodness, I don't see him at all.
I can see him on the.
Crazy. Babe, type again real quick. You might be in top chat. All right, let me switch to live chat. Dang, I still don't see him.
You still don't see him? You
Nope.
might have to go into another account.
Yeah. It says hi Alberto Reyes. I see everyone's response to him, but I don't see him. See. You're gonna get it. Oh my goodness.
Read what he said. All right, everyone. I'm going to get back to what I was doing. Just wanted to hop in and say hi and wish you all a good night. Good night to you, Mr. Diamonds.
Mr. Diamond. I gotta look to see if I have. I don't understand. He probably came in incognito.
He may have. You will never get this. He said, la, 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 la.
Oh my goodness, he's funny. So there's something else I want to show you guys real quick. I've been watching this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only watched one video online, but his name is Blackwoods. Let me get his link real quick
Okay.
and see if I can post it in chat.
Mr. Diamond said, I don't even know how to come into anything incognito. People need to see me. LOL.
That's right, baby. Let it be known. Let it be known. All right, let me show you. Let me show you this. So apparently, this guy right here, he's explaining how the scientists that weren't believing in Jesus before
Mhm.
believe him now, and it's because of the cloth that they finally tested out the right way.
Mhm.
So let me share it. Oh, that sucks. I can hit play from
Very first time in the history of mankind, science has officially confirmed that the crucifixion of Jesus was 100% real. Now let's take a look at the new scientific proof, which has finally given us an answer that he was indeed crucified and he was also resurrected 3 days after his death. This right here is the documentary that was published by History Channel, and it gives you like an insight of what the Shroud of Turin basically is.
In over 5 years, this Christian holy relic is referred to as the Shroud of Turin.
Damn, that's a
The
heavy
Shroud
voice.
of Turin is this amazing relic. At bottom, it's a piece of cloth. It shows a very faint sort of image of a crucified man. And the crucified.
So basically, if you look at this Turin, you don't kind of have any image that's like shown immediately. But then if you look at it closely, you'll actually see that there is a man that's kind of laying over here, like a man that seems to have been crucified. Now, just take a look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have a much more clear image over here.
Calls us to remember Jesus' death and resurrection.
The Bible talks about the burial cloths. All 4 of the Gospels mention.
Look at this. This is actually mentioned in the Bible where it says, "Then took they the body of Jesus and bound it in the linen cloths," which means that they wrapped his body after his death in a linen cloth.
That Jesus was taken down from the cross. He was wrapped in linen, and then his body was put in the tomb.
According to the legends,
apparently this is how it happened. Damn.
The shroud is the cloth that his dead body is wrapped in. And because of the contact with the body of Jesus.
So this is apparently how it looks like. So you kind of have like a much more detailed.
Can you guys see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, you see that? Do you see the imprint right there?
Uh-huh.
This is amazing, y'all.
Detailed image right over here.
That transforms and leaves a lasting mark on the cloth.
So now that you guys know what the Shroud of Turin is, now let's get to the scientific experimentation that was done on this stuff. And the proof that you're going to see right now is something that's going to blow your minds off. Now keep this in mind that this is not some sort of a faith that we're putting into this stuff. This is actual scientific proof, which we have finally been able to extract this using the latest technology that we mankind have as of now. Take a look at this whole stuff,
man. One of the most controversial artifacts in history. The Shroud of Turin is a burial cloth that's imprinted with is the actual image of Jesus after his crucifixion.
So this is apparently how it looks like right now. And it's currently kept in display in one of the churches. So you can eventually go there and look at the Shroud of Turin as well. It's possible. You can actually see it for yourself.
Shroud is back in the headlines in a major way with a just-released study finding that the cloth does indeed date back to the time of Christ, and with artificial intelligence having something to say about the Shroud as well. First of all, look, some people said, well, it was debunked. It only dates back 700 years. Right. But in your research, you found a quite different story. You're the go-to guy on this right now.
What basically happened was like they did a research in 1945 before this. Back then, they didn't have technology and stuff, so they kind of just declared it. It's just an artifact from 700 years ago. But now they kind of just did an entirely different research with the new technology. And for the very first time, now it has officially been confirmed that Shroud of the Turin is not 700 years ago. It's from 2,000 years ago, exactly during the time of when Jesus Christ was.
Did you hear that? Isn't that beautiful?
That's
they finally did. Beautiful. Yeah, they finally did what they needed to do to find out how old that cloth is. And it's 2,000 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, they believe that it really was the cloth of Jesus. I think they also tested the blood on it and it was still alive. I think. I know they tested the blood on the Ark of the Covenant that Ron White found.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about it. He's gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Was crucified.
And what people don't realize is the Shroud of Turin is the most studied archaeological artifact in the world. There is not a close second. And so when we talk about this finding, we're not talking.
So apparently there is literally no other artifact from the history of mankind that is as well studied as the Shroud of Turin. So this is like the #1 artifact in the world. So this means that every scientist, every single researcher in the world has done official research on this stuff, and it has officially been proven that it's indeed Jesus Christ.
Talking about just a group of theologians or Bible scholars who want it to be true. We're talking about the most ardent skeptics who now say this is indeed the burial linen cloth of Jesus of Nazareth.
Damn, dude, just look at this stuff. Apparently, it seems like the guys who wanted to prove that this whole thing was a hoax, it's not true, they are the ones who actually got to test this thing and get this research done and all this stuff. And they were really in shock.
So I've gone
that's
truly
the best part of
from
all.
a skeptic of the shroud to a full believer. I believe this is indeed the burial shroud of Jesus that the Gospels all four tell us about.
Some other breaking news you shared with me off camera. There is evidence in the shroud of trauma to the person depicted in the shroud.
So trauma basically means that what kind of death Jesus died. So this was also possible for these scientists in order to like figure out, because there were some blood samples that was like left inside this Shroud of Turin, and they examined these blood samples and it gave them a lot more information about how this person died. And this is all possible even after 2,000 years, only because of the technology that we possess right now in this day and age and this year. So
number one is the wide angle X-ray scattering imaging. This is by the Crystallography National Research Council. These are not a bunch of theologians. So they use wide angle analysis, and they see that the linen fibers from the shroud are not 700 years old. They're 2,000 years old.
That's exactly when Jesus existed. From now, 2,000 years ago, and that's exactly when he was crucified. So that's a solid proof already, and it was already debunked that the previous research that was done was not having enough equipment. And now, since they've done like a research second time, it is officially proven that it is indeed from 2,000 years ago.
And that has rocked the scientific world, so much so that the most ardent skeptics now believe we have the genuine article with the Shroud of Turin. When you look at the shroud in person, and I would encourage everyone to look at it, the thing that strikes you the most is the blood.
So you kind of see the blood when you look at the shroud? I mean, is the blood still present in the shroud? I haven't seen it myself in person. I would love to do it someday. Hopefully, if the world doesn't end that soon, I would love to go ahead and take a look at the stuff, because it's one of the most, one of the most researched artifacts, and something that every single person should go and look at the stuff and feel what's actually in there.
There's blood all over the Shroud of Turin, pints of blood, and it's red. And what we know from the latest finding is there is huge amounts of ferritin, that's organ failure, creatinine, bilirubin is released, which causes the blood to stay red. Normally, with human blood, it turns a real dark brown or black on a
Exactly. If you're basically dead in a normal way, and if your blood is like picked up in any of these linen clots, it kind of just turns in a different way. It becomes brown or blackish or in a very dark color. But then if you die out of trauma, there's like all of these things that gets formed in your blood cells. And then it keeps your blood absolutely red for all.
But if the liver secretes bilirubin because you're under so much trauma when you're dying, it stays stamped in red.
See, and this right here, and you're right, Miss Daisy. He lost almost all his blood. I mean, they tortured this man, and
it was worse than in the Passion. They ripped his beard out. They pulled his beard out and everything.
And every time I think about it, I get emotional, because it's what he went through to save our souls. And then you have the people in the White House that, especially with the previous administration, it's like they allowed the devil to take over. The whole fact of, and again, I don't have anything against gay people or trans, or I don't have anything against them. It's just that when you fully read the Bible and understand it, you get a different outlook on it. And for them to continuously just glorify what the devil does, it's sickening. And then when you go back to everything that Jesus did go through, you're just like, it makes you think about your sins and the things that you do in your daily life as well.
And I can tell you one thing, Diamonds, that you will need to be prepared for. When you start to speak out about Jesus on a public platform and you start moving people towards God, the devil's going to come hard at you. So be prepared, because he does not want you speaking out on God's behalf. And especially if you get a large following, he will do everything he can to torment your life.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I've seen it done with with everything that you went through. And I noticed when I speak to certain people in my life, when I start trying to make them see that it's God. It's, you know, you have to open your eyes and realize that it's not that you're lucky. It's not that, you know, oh, you come from this type of family or whatever, you know. Just, I mean, Trump is living proof, you know, that there is a God, and his son, you know, did die for us.
Oh yeah.
And it's, I think, I mean, Google is, I feel like, you know, the owners of Google and YouTube, you know, because Google does own YouTube, I believe. And of course they, you know, they're far left, so they're going to allow all this evilness and all this other stuff when it comes to, you know, speaking bad about Christianity, anything that has to do with God.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately.
Yeah. I was hoping that maybe where these wildfires happen, that it would wake up a few people to say, hey, God's still in control. You're not in control. You know, especially a lot of people in the Hollywood scene, you know, and stuff. But unfortunately, they're still so brainwashed that they just don't. Their money means more to them than anything else, even though they can't take it when they die, you know.
Exactly. The money and all their prized possessions, you know, you can't take that with me. I mean, with you, you know. And it's just like, I was talking to a friend, and, you know, they're like, oh, you know, it's not what I can take with me. It's something that I want to pass down to my children. And I get that part. That's, you know, I understand you want to help your children live more comfortable than you did, you know. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's not I mean, God don't want us to not have blessings. It's the way that you worship your blessings? Are you willing to give up anything to get money, you know, and do rotten things like some of these celebrities do, like with their perversion and all their greed? There's a fine line about being rich, and then there's a fine line about being a horrible person when you're rich. You know what I'm saying? And they worship their money, and they make their money their god. They make themselves their own god. And that's where they get into the deep evil, you know. They get bored and want to do things exciting, and eventually they run out of things, and then they start going to horrific things, you know, like
Yes.
hurting children.
Absolutely.
To summarize, it's
So
2,000 years old. That's based on
How
the
in the
wax's
world they find
X-ray
all this
scattering.
stuff?
And number two, the blood report shows us that the way the crucified man died in the Shroud of Turin is consistent.
Damn, dude. I mean, all of this stuff is exactly prescribed in the Bible. It's crazy that we are finding this stuff right now. And there's like so many prophecies that's coming through from the Bible that, you know, things that have been told that's going to happen before the second coming of Christ. And now is the time when we actually come across this new latest research, which is officially proving and letting the world know that, yes, Bible is true. Jesus is true. And so long, you know, a lot of people have not been having faith because they were believing that, you know, it's not proven that it's real. I mean, Bible could be some sort of a book that's not even real. It could be some sort of a theoretical crap and all that stuff. A lot of people don't believe in this stuff. And I was also one of those guys a couple of years ago, but now we are getting scientific proof that everything is real. And honestly, if you're someone that has always been neglecting in order to know the truth, I think you should definitely watch this video till the end, because this could entirely change your life forever if it hasn't changed already. I would really suggest all of you guys to take a look at the proof that these people have officially found right now.
Number one, it's, as we mentioned, it's the most studied archaeological artifact in the world. There is not a close second. And so when we look at the shrouds, the study of the coins, the textile, the archaeological, hematological, historical data, means it's very similar to what we would expect to find in the first century in the time of Jesus.
Real quick, what did you think of that AI rendering that was released recently?
Wow, just take a look at this stuff. Let me just remove my camera from here so you guys can get a clear look at what AI has now created based on all the information that it kind of just scanned from the Shroud of Turin. And just keep this in mind, that the AI that these guys have used in order to do this research, it's not like the open AIs that we use as of now in order to create all of these different images. These are like extremely accurate AIs that are used for scientific purposes, which gives you exact imagery of all the research and artifacts that you're going through. And apparently this is exactly how Jesus looked like back in those times. And it seems like he was a 6-foot tall masculine man who came down to earth earth in order to die for all of our sins.
I loved it. I thought it was
That's
striking,
crazy.
nearly cryptic. I like looking at it because it reminds me of a first century.
Do you believe that, Miss Daisy?
I believe Jesus was darker than what they're portraying him. He was a very dark, dark person. He was a descendant of King David, and King David talked about his darkness. I believe that Jesus was darker. I don't
I believe
believe he
that.
was a
Do
white
you
man.
believe that he was that tall?
I believe Jesus was a large man because many people that have had experiences with him, like near-death experiences where they actually see God, they say he's very muscular and very not a weakling like they portray him to be. And he had to have been to survive what he has survived, because most people would probably have died of the scourging, but he took more than just the scourging. He took severe beatings and everything. He had to live on that cross for 3 hours. So as much as he bled out throughout the night, and no, he had to be strong. I believe he prepared his body to be able to survive as long as he did to be crucified on that.
Yeah,
Hey, lots of man.
I don't believe that if one of us was to go through what he went through, I don't think we would survive.
Not even to
as long as he did.
Yeah, because he was being beat the whole time he was carrying the cross. And then what they did to him on the cross, and I just don't think a normal person could have survived if they wouldn't have prepared their body for that.
Exactly. Hey, Life's a Dance. That's good, sweetie. I love you too. And I will once I get used to like putting up the screens and all that other stuff, I'll be dropping the link in chat to for those that want to, pop up and talk about discuss about what we're talking about and all this stuff. It's just I haven't learned that just yet, and you guys already know that if I bring up the wrong person, that's it. That's the end of the show, and that's the end of my channel.
Right.
But thanks for coming in, you guys. Thanks for everyone. Thanks to everyone for being here, and I appreciate the love. And it's something that a lot of people need to hear, especially this part about the whole, like the scientists, like they make it their business to spread that there's no such thing as Jesus, there's no such thing as God.
That's their agenda.
Exactly. And then you have this scientist being interviewed, and he's blown away, like the Bible is real, and Jesus is just as real.
When somebody looks at me and says it's just a book, I say, no, it's not. Everything in that Bible is in Israel right now. The city of David, the Garden of Yosemite where Jesus wept, his tomb, everything's there. Even the house that Mary lived in after he died is there. Like everything is in Israel. Sodom and Gomorrah. Now they found the Ark of the Covenant. They found Noah's Ark. How can you deny it? Even down to the 100%, not limestone. What is it called? That burning stone that rained down on Sodom and Gomorrah. Brimstone.
Oh, brimstone, yeah.
Burning
Fire and
brimstone.
brimstone.
Everything's there. Like, it's not just a book. And just a normal man did not write the Bible. Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Moses seen God with his own eyes, and Moses walked with God. Like, he was God's right-hand man. He's the only man that actually saw God from a distance. And like Moses, God had to hide his body from Satan. And because when, Moses was not just a normal man, neither were the prophets, the other prophets that wrote the parts of the Bible. They were men that walked with God, spoke with him daily, and did wonders and prophesied wonders. So when people says that just shows their ignorance, that they don't know who really wrote the Bible.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So if you guys want to go check out the rest of that, I put it in the chat. Were you guys able to click on that YouTube on that link? I don't even know if I'm putting the right link in chat. Hey Memphis mommy, how are you?
Memphis mama.
Is that a clickable link right there?
Let me see.
I don't even know what I'm putting in chat.
Yeah, it's a clickable one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's stop this real quick, and I want to play this real quick.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, the golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad.
I'm trying to zoom it in. Do you know how to zoom in the YouTube?
Usually it's really hard to do. I don't think there's a way that you
Trying to
can.
see what Debbie's seeing. Oh, wrong button. But yeah, you can see over here is like discolored a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see there that that's where he was shot
in the ear.
Yeah.
And my fear is, okay, what's going to happen after these 4 years? Are they going to have a plot to try to do this again, try to steal the election? Like, that worries me. What's going to happen in 4 years?
The thing is that, he's signed into the executive order to be removed from the health organization, the WHO. And I felt like they were behind the C word thing. You know, I mean, besides China, we all know that it came from China, like Trump says, but it's like it all has to do with money.
It does.
And on top of that, you had Pelosi and them wanting to take Trump out, as far as they didn't want him to win the next election, and all this other. It all comes down to wanting to take him out of office. And with him removing us from all that, I feel like it's going to be a good thing. And then when he is out of office, hopefully JD Vance goes up for presidency, and we'll be able to vote him in and all that, because he does follow a lot of Trump's views on things.
What do you? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what do you think about Elon Musk's salute? They say it's a Nazi salute that he did. What do you think about it? Do you see his eyes and how weird he was acting?
Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, that they're in an uproar over that too.
I think it's some sort of weird salute that he come up with. I don't think it has anything to do with Nazis. I just think he's weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's the Nazi thing. I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can find something real quick. Oh, pause. Okay, let me go over here.
Happen. Thank you. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So basically, they're taking it. I mean, did you guys see that?
We've seen it.
So my explanation of that, I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because I do like Elon.
I do too. But it's weird.
A lot of people are scared of him, and a lot of people don't like him. But you know how we go and we bring our hands to our mouth to blow a kiss to someone, and you go and you emphasize like a throw to someone, so you're throwing a kiss at the person, right? I feel like, I mean, he clearly said it after he did it. My heart goes out to you. So it's basically him touching his chest where his heart is and throwing it out to the crowd.
Yeah,
that's how I see that.
Yeah, I just think yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think it's just really weird, and I think it means something totally different than what people thinks it is.
Gentlemen, please welcome to the stage.
My heart goes out to you. Thank you. My heart. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
He had his baby with him up there too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's how I saw it. I saw, him grabbing his heart, and I mean, he could have had a fist and make it look like a throw, but
yeah. I just think he's weird and quirky. I do.
I don't know. He's a little backwards is all.
Did you see his eyes and stuff during when they were like talking? His eyes was rolling around, and just, I think he's just, I don't know. He's really weird.
Maybe because I'm not 100% sure, but I know like some people on the spectrum, they have to take some type of medication to be able to
control their emotions and stuff.
Yeah, and like to think straight. Because they're like a little like ADHD, and
I see it a lot in him.
Yeah, so I feel like he probably took some type of medication to try to be,
Yeah.
but I'm laughing at the comments.
He's super excited. That's one thing's for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean he walks with, I don't know, he reminds me of George Jefferson, the way he walks with like this
Uh-huh.
pride, you know. And
Uh-huh. I used to love
I just
George.
hope that like I said, I like him. So
I do
I just
too.
hope that he is for Trump and he is for us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're saying that minutes after Trump was sworn in, that they're going after the whole Doge thing, that there's a lawsuit now and it's against the law for what they're claiming to do and all this other stuff. But
For what now?
the Doge,
What's that?
like the little team that Trump put together to find out where where the money's going, how the government has been spending the money and
Oh.
things like that.
Wow.
So I don't know. They're saying that it's illegal, and we'll see how that plays out. But
Yeah. Well, only time will tell what's going to happen in the next 4 years. I hope our prices go down for sure.
oh
And
yeah, I mean, I know it's not gonna happen overnight, but
yeah.
I can't wait till that. I can't wait till it happens, because like a dozen of eggs is so expensive now. I'm just like, what?
Mm.
I'm about to go get a few chickens and be like,
Yeah.
this is me.
And I hope that he takes the tax off of bonuses and overtime because they tax the shit out of you if you work overtime
Oh
or
my
if you get
goodness,
a bonus.
yes, and the tips and stuff, yes.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. I would think, you know how you guys get like when you're monetized, how you get like the super chats and the memberships and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be a tip as well?
Well, they don't tax you.
Oh, okay. Because
You
I'm
don't
just
pay
like,
taxes. Well, I mean, you do pay taxes. They don't cut you for taxes till the end of the year, and then you have to turn it in. And so, yeah, they don't cut you taxes during the year, so you have to make up for that at the end of the year. And then,
mm,
and yeah,
yeah,
they should. I wish they would cut taxes out, but they don't,
yeah.
and
I
that's
mean,
because you
I
have to be
think
responsible for it.
I think that the whole school tax, when you don't have a child going to a brick and mortar school,
Hmm.
should be cut out. I mean, because it's like these
They're
public
ripping
schools.
Americans off, basically.
What was that?
They're ripping Americans off. They're taking our money and giving it to freaking other countries instead of taking care of us
Yeah,
here. You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. And it's just like, I think it's totally unfair. You have the elderly that, they hardly can afford, like their mortgage or their rent or whatever, and to buy food and their medications, and they're still paying these school taxes, and they don't even have they don't have kids that go to school.
Exactly.
I think he should do something when it comes to that. And
And
when,
then I don't think they're even giving the schools the damn money. I think they're keeping it for themselves.
right,
You know?
right. And then, you have families like us that, homeschool and stuff, and
Hmm.
we still have to pay school taxes, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't even send my kid. I don't even send my kid to a public school for me to have to keep paying school taxes.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like Debbie
Didn't
and I
he
were
say
talking about
something about providing the parents with money that homeschooled? Like
that.
giving
What?
them, like paying them, the homeschooling parents or something like that? I
If he
thought
said something about it, I don't know.
I thought maybe that I heard something like that. But I think homeschool is a great thing because children who's never been around abuse should not be exposed to other children that has been because a lot of kids have trauma from going to school and dealing with children who lives in a violent home, and then their kids come to school and is violent towards them, or their
Exactly.
teachers are psychopaths and
Yep.
like beat them to death. Like my mom told me, her first grade year, her first grade teacher pulled her hair out every day. Every day
What?
that woman was grabbing my mom's hair and pulling her hair out.
Oh
Yeah, that
wow.
was years ago, but
Yeah, that's abuse.
yeah, that's abuse.
I mean,
And
don't get me wrong. I used to get hit on the butt with a big ass ruler by the nuns when I went to school.
yeah, but pulling
I
your
mean, they
hair.
didn't pull my hair or anything, like that's abuse
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah, mom was so excited to go to school, and then when she got there, her teacher was so abusive to her, and it
Yeah,
just
that's
makes you angry. These teachers that we
and that's
had.
what public schools are teaching our kids. It's like I don't want I'm scared to send my littles to regular school now because
Mhm.
there's certain things that I don't want them to be exposed to. I mean,
Exactly.
if I'm teaching them that uh you were born a girl, you know
Mhm.
being a girl is very important. You know what I'm saying? Is
Mhm.
don't follow along with everyone else because you see girls liking girls and boys liking boys. Don't think that it's because it's being done that it's something good.
And it's normal, yeah.
And it's normal, and it's just like I don't want them. I don't want them to. I mean, they know about it. Don't get me wrong. I've spoken to them about it.
Yeah.
We've experienced it.
Yeah.
But I want them.
It
I don't
just
want it
makes
to get thrown in their face, like, oh yeah, it's fun to be gay. It's fun to do this and all this other stuff because it's, I,
it's
I don't
confusing.
approve of it. You know, it
It's
confuse.
con
Yeah,
it's
right. It
very
confuses them.
confusing to
Mhm.
children,
Yeah.
and I don't think children should be exposed to that. I'm absolutely against it myself. I think when they become adults, then they can be, you know, they can do their own thing, but as far as being exposed to it in school, absolutely not, especially if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
If you came from a Christian home, I had
Exactly.
to take my youngest child out of school because she was being bullied so bad by one girl whose family is very violent. And I had to tell the principal, like, if this girl puts her hand on my child, you call the police. I'm going to press full charges. And I just got tired of her coming home crying every day because of this girl. And so I homeschooled her and she did wonderful. She did
Yeah.
wonderful in
And
high
it's so
school.
sad. You have to. It's so sad that you have to be the one to pull your child out of school when they're the ones that's getting bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like
And
like
there's
with
so
my
much. Go ahead. Sorry.
well, no, I was gonna say like with my oldest daughter, she was when we lived in New York, she
Hmm.
was she was quiet. She was this docile kid. And when we moved to PA, I put her in public school.
Hmm.
And the area in PA where we moved to, there was a lot of how should I say, there were a lot of black kids, there wasn't that many Hispanics. So it took some getting used to. um and a lot of them would say that the way she dresses and the way she did her hair was to make them look and feel bad. And it's just like, I don't understand why they thought, because I always did my daughter's hair, always blew it out, took very good care of it. I mean, it grew like past her butt. And
Uh-huh.
that was before like the whole lice thing, the lice epidemic came out. So she was able to wear her hair loose and
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it was, she went to school every day with clean clothing. Her hair was freshly done.
Hmm.
She had she had name brand footwear,
Hmm.
but it wasn't to show that she was better than them. But it was this one little girl that made a lot of the other kids think like that.
Mhm.
And she would come home to me and tell me, Mom, she keeps pulling my hair. She calls me all these names, and
Mm.
she says I'm an immigrant and that I need a green card and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what? Well, you have to let her know to pay attention in history class because Puerto Ricans aren't immigrants, And it was
Yes.
just a lot of stuff that was being done to her, and it just got to the point where the little girl was telling everyone that she was gonna fight my daughter after school.
Mm.
And I was at work and I got a phone call, and my daughter was like, Mom, I've had it. Like that's it. We're gonna fight. And I'm like, she's like, don't be mad at me and don't punish me and all this other stuff. And I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna punish you. I'm just gonna tell you, make sure your hair's rolled up. All right, take off
Mhm.
the earrings and make sure if you're gonna fight her, it's off of school property.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, sometimes or most of the time you have to show these bullies like,
That you're not gonna put up with it.
exactly. And
Mhm.
it's just like Trump is doing with China and Russia.
Mhm.
Like you can't keep backing away from them because then they're gonna do what they have been doing.
Mhm.
And he basically let them know, like, listen, don't, the FAFO, and that's exactly what's going on. So
Mhm.
I told my daughter, no, you need to defend yourself. Just make sure you whoop her ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Did she fight her?
Huh?
Did your daughter fight her?
Oh yeah, they fought. They
Ooh.
definitely fought, and she wasn't able to make it off of school property because the girl came at her while they were still on the sidewalk of the school.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, my daughter whooped her ass, and she stopped messing with her after that. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, but after that, my daughter turned into this like, oh, don't mess with me. Like she had like the don't mess with me thing, and I'm like, bruh, don't. I don't want you to be like that anymore. Okay, you only fight when you need to defend yourself, please.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Bub gets a lot of that too. They call him Taco, tell him he needs to go back to Mexico where he belongs, and
Yes.
he gets a lot of that. But he's really humble, so he looks over a lot of it and stuff. But he's even got that everywhere. Like the black people at Taco Bell where he worked with told him he was black, and he said, "I'm not black." And they kept telling him he was black and aggravating him and stuff. And just he's Hispanic. You can clearly see he's a Hispanic boy.
Yeah. But that's
But
the thing. It's just like not what I feel like. There's some people that can't tell the difference between a Dominican and a Puerto Rican and a Mexican.
right,
Once
right.
they hear you talk Spanish, it's like, oh, you're automatically, from Venezuela and you need to be deported.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, come
Well,
on.
Bub's friend, we call him Geo. He's Puerto Rican and his mom's
Mhm.
Puerto Rican. And he's more light skinned than Bub. A lot more light skinned than Bub.
Mhm.
Um, but his mom don't play either. She told me if they act up at my house, I'm gonna beat their ass. It's funny. I laughed at her, but
Yeah.
uh, it's he does get a lot of it, and I think it was not too long ago we were going through Walmart, and this old lady I had bought him it was for Christmas. It was after Christmas, but it was a Christmas present still. Subsystem for like a stereo system for the TV.
Mhm.
And this woman that worked there just kept right on aggravating Bub. Are you gonna pay for that and all that? And I'm like, yeah, he's paying for it. I rode up on him, because I come up behind him. And Bub said, I get that all the time. And I was like, I'm getting ready to get her.
Yeah, that's terrible. Especially,
Mhm.
for a child to go through it,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
He goes through it a lot. He's really humble and he looks over it more than I would. But if I'm there, then there's going to be a scene if they do that in front of me.
I hear that.
You know?
That's like my sister. She's my brother-in-law. He's black, and he is he's very tall. He's the I call him the gentle giant until he's not. You know,
Mhm.
and they've gone into many places where you know they start to follow him because of his skin. You know, his skin color, and
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, it's terrible, you know. But my
Yeah.
sister, she's there to defend him all the time. And then when they go into like a place that you know that is nothing but Hispanic, and he walks in there, you hear them whispering like, "Why is there a black guy in here?" in Spanish.
Uh-uh.
And my sister, what? She's like, he's with me in Spanish, you know. She's like, he's with me, and what's the problem? And I don't understand why you guys feel the need to, you know, you got something to say. And she just goes off. You
Oh,
know, and it's just like, come on, it's 2025. We should be past all of that already, people.
uh-huh. I'll tell you what, I had a friend that me and Jinkies worked with years ago. His name was Donald. And
Mm.
him and his whole family are singers and in the church and pastors. And if somebody was to say something to him in front of either one of us, we'd probably knock him out because he was the most gentle giant, best person, best
Aw.
personality, just all around good person. And
Yeah.
if somebody said something racist to him, I know me and Jinkies both would have knocked him out because
Yeah, what a tag
everybody
team.
loved him. Everybody loved him. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple
Oh,
years ago, but he was just a handsome man and just a humble, all around good person. His whole family was like that, though. They were church
yeah.
going, singing in the gospel singing. They would come to the nursing home where I worked and sing for the little old people there and just had beautiful voices, and just good
Yeah.
people.
It's definitely in the upbringing as well, you know, like
Mhm.
I see these young girls, you know, they're having. I mean, I had my daughter when I was young too. I was 20 and still listening to hip hop and rap and all that other stuff, but I made
Mhm.
sure to not play the music where she was able to listen to it, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Or if I did, I make sure it was like a clean version.
Yeah.
And but I see them now that they're like, you know, they're letting the little ones listen to this rap,
Crazy
you know, the
stuff.
rap and the hip hop and with the
Uh-huh.
curses. And, you know, they turn around and they start talking like that to their parents and stuff. And I'm just like, why are you surprised?
Yeah.
Like,
I
come on,
mean,
you
there's
let
one
them
song
listen to them.
that that one song about the coochie breathing. My daughter listens to that, and I'm like, I
The,
don't want to hear that.
the what?
Do you
The
know
coochie
the one
breathing?
that
What's
says,
that?
"Put your hands up, let your coochie breathe"? That's how it goes. Have you not heard that song?
No, I probably have like in passing, but
It's
no.
crazy. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this, but she loves that darn song. Since she's an adult, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want to hear this coochie song.
Hey, Amy Lynn, how are you, darling? That is funny.
Have you not heard that song? I forget what it's
I
called.
probably
It's a
did, but honestly,
popular song. It's horrible though. It's a
I don't
horrible
listen. I don't listen to that type of music anymore. Like if I get into the mood to listen to like hip hop and rap, then I'll go old school. You know,
I
I
like the
don't
old
really like
school,
today's
the new
rap
stuff.
and hip hop and stuff. You know, like the only one I think I can maybe pass is Cardi B, but it's
Maybe it is her.
there's certain yeah
That
there's
sings
there's
the
certain
song.
songs that she has that is like she sings about I guess like her relationship and what she's gone through with her ex,
Uh-huh.
her baby daddy, and those are probably the songs that I listen to. But the stuff that she should be singing about now, and then like the fact that Kamala had some of them up on stage, like
Oh no.
popping their cooters and all that. I'm like, what are you showing these children?
I think that was the coochie song that she had up
Probably
on
was.
the
The coochie song.
It's a coochie song.
But yeah.
It's
Um,
graphic. That song is.
yeah, and then the thing is, it's funny because my daughter, she makes me laugh sometimes because she's like, Mom, you have to let the girls listen to different things because they talk like little white girls and stuff. And I'm like, don't tell them that because they're gonna get a complex. There's nothing wrong with the way they talk. Okay. It's because they're not ghetto and they're not cursing and all this other stuff. So if it's because like Raising Cane put WAP, I think that's exactly what it is. I think that's the name of the song, the WAP.
The WAP. The
Yeah.
song. Let the coochie breathe. I bet that is the name of that song, Raising Cane. I call it the coochie song.
Yeah, and it stands for wet as punani. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so my little girl's like, it's funny, and I'm like, don't tell them that because they're gonna get a complex, if it sounds like if they sound white like you claim, it's because they speak very well, and I'm not ashamed to say it, so I'd rather have them speak like that than how their mama gets when she's upset, let's just put it that way.
Oh Lord.
Well,
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kentucky cat's out of me.
Right track. Absolutely. Woohoo.
What happened?
That's Ronald. He's agreeing with Slew Fairy.
Ronald is American.
Ronald, where you been at? I haven't seen you. Was he in your chat last time you went live?
I don't remember. I only went live one time last week. I didn't get to go very many times.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like it. I'm exhausted most of the time, and so
listen, I give props, and I said it before in my first live. I give props to all you creators, especially the ones that go above and beyond, like setting up a stream and getting the thumbnail ready and making sure the music you use isn't copyright music, and it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Wait till you get about 400 to 3,000 people in your chat. That is hard.
It's crazy.
And then you get people like I've had 3,000 in my chat before.
Mm-hmm.
Not lately, but when you get up in the
Oh, you
hundreds.
had it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Well, yeah, not lately, but I know you've had it. We've been in there when.
Well, when I when I did that Rose Bly video, I had 3,000 people in that chat at one time. I guess that's what made all the YouTubers pissed off. But that was a lot. And then you get people that normally you'll read their comments and stuff, get mad at you. You're ignoring me. Well, no, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see you because there's so many people in the chat going so fast, you can't see all the comments.
Yeah. And it's true. Now that I experience it, it's tough when you especially when you're brand new, because you have to go from tab to tab from monitor to monitor, and then you have to make sure you pay attention to the chat. And sometimes I don't even see what's going on in the chat, and I have to remember to scroll up to see what's going on. And I'm gonna get used to it, guys. I promise I'll get better.
I wish StreamYard would get better at it. They're charging the arm and the leg now. They ought to get better and make it smoother, but it's still not what it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Smiley Fight had a few thousands in there. I don't know. I don't remember that one. I was too caught up in the. Listen, if they want to come up on my panel and fight, I'm going to let them do it. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to get me a special bell.
Right. Yeah. But let me tell you, girl, it's been crazy on these streets. Like, I try to follow the cases from like both sides of the aisle, like
Yeah.
when it comes to like, especially with the Sebastian.
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's too crazy. Sebastian's
it
case.
is. It is. And the type of person that I am, I always try to give the benefit of the doubt to people. So I'm listening to, the people who support KP and CP, and then I go and I listen to the people who support, SR, and I'm like, sometimes they do have points, and it's just like, I'm like, why is it so hard for them to just
get
talk
along
together and talk amongst themselves, amongst themselves in regards to the facts that they have. I mean, it's not many facts.
Other people won't let them. There's people in each other's ears.
That's true.
Which I think Chris and Katie would be more apt to working with SR. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say their name.
Yeah, it's fine.
If other people would just back away and let them get along, because ultimately I think that somebody else took him. That's my opinion. I don't know. I think that he's
Hey,
left
Dee
the house.
Dee. I hope you're feeling better, baby.
Hey, Dee Dee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was watching a creator last night, and one of the investigators was up there talking about the case, and I learned maybe like one or two things new, and that I really didn't hear it from any of the sides from before, and I'm like, wow, that's new to me. So it's just like now it's making me feel like he did walk out the house, and I don't know his reasoning on walking out the house, but he's done it in the past. He's left the house, or maybe he's gotten off the school bus and didn't even go home, in the past, and his mom and his stepdad weren't aware of it. And I feel like maybe I feel like he was lured out, maybe not on purpose, but he saw something or someone, that maybe he wanted to befriend and all that other stuff, and just like one thing led to another, and he got gone.
Maybe one of those neighbors has him in them houses, and I
Yeah,
feel like
that
it's a
too.
neighbor. I feel like it's a neighbor. Look
That
at Monkey
too.
Bond. What happened to him? Like,
yeah, that case just, it breaks my heart.
it
Like
does
what you were showing on your channel the other day, that's the first time I ever saw and heard stuff like that about what they did. And I just cried. I was like, I can't believe the evilness in this world when it comes to kids, man.
Yeah. Anybody that could hurt a child is the most evilest of evil, and I don't believe there's any recovery for them.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna.
Well, thank you for having me, Miss Diamonds. I'm gonna go ahead and let you do your thing, and until next time, we'll hang out again if you want to.
Yes, ma'am. I really appreciate you coming up here, and I hope people don't think this was a setup. The reason for you coming up here is to help me out and to help me calm my nerves.
All right. Well, I love you, Miss Diamonds, and you've done a great job. And I love
you
every one of
too.
y'all too.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the Cash App.
You're welcome. All right. I'll see you later. Bye,
All right.
honey.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right, y'all. So I want to thank everyone for coming in tonight. And I know we were like all over the place. But that's basically what this channel is gonna be. We're not gonna only talk about one thing. We're gonna jump, around. And I want you guys, to know that you can put your opinions in the chat, and because that's the best of it, honestly. Everyone putting their opinions out there, and it makes it makes people think like, oh yeah, it like that whole thing with Elon, doing the salute that they're claiming he did. I saw it in a different way, but it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully we can get Miss Daisy to go live either tonight or tomorrow night if she's not too tired. But yeah, Ronald, it was a pleasure having you in here. I would never think that you would come in here. I'm gonna have to make a special song for you for being in Diamond Cove. But shout out to the mods, Debbie and Daisy, and shout out to all of you that came in and showed me love. And if you guys ever want to talk about anything, if you have a case that you want to talk about that's happening in your town, or anything that's happened to you personally, drop a comment down below, or some of y'all know how to get in contact with me through Facebook, and you can come up on panel and talk about it. And yeah, Daisy, I'm gonna work on another Ronald song. It's gonna be nice this time though, Ronald, I promise. Okay, I won't call you a troll and all that other stuff, because we love the Ronald. But he said I tried to get the View to give Daisy a job because she is an original talk show host. Let's stay away from the View, okay? That's something else that we need to discuss too. Those ladies on that panel, on that show, man. But that's definitely something that we'll talk about next time. So I hope you guys have a good night. Keep praying for our president. He needs it. It's now that he's in office, I hope he doesn't let his guard down, and he keeps, a straight head, and I pray that everyone who surrounds him is leading him in the right direction, and that he keeps all of his promises, and that he does put God first. And I want to send some special prayers out to those of you who are suffering from any loss in your family, any sickness that you're going through, and that God puts it into your heart, to I guess just try to I don't want to say get over it, but try to come to to some sense, and to heal your heart, and to heal any medical condition that you may have. I'll tell you one thing, trying to talk and reading chat at the same time. I gotta get used to it. But I love you all, and I am going to attempt in playing the outro. It's a different outro now. But God bless you all. Thanks for coming in here. And please, give a like, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. My mystery aims. My recreation.
Yeah. Slave to the beat, Diamonds Creations heat. Gracias for the love, grinding in these streets. Haters in the bushes, peeping what I do. Live stream popping, fam, this for you. From DIYs to vlogs, we keep it lit. Crafting with passion, ain't never gonna quit. Blessed by the views, each and every click. Negativity slide off, I'm too slick. Gracias mi gente for riding with me. Building this empire from sea to shining sea. Leave a comment, toss a topic on the table. Diamonds Creations, never telling fables. Yeah, flipping the script, crafts with a twist. Every sub, every like, you make the list. Haters busy lurking, I'm still cooking. Turning nothing into something, haters stay shookin'. Craft queens and kings, this one's for y'all. From paper to gold, you helped us stand tall. Channel never stalling, always evolving. Spreading love and glitter, problem solving. Gracias mi gente for riding with me. Building this empire from sea to shining sea. Leave a comment, toss a topic on the table. never telling fables. Flipping the script, crash with a twist. Every sub, every like, you make the list. Haters busy lurking, I'm still cooking. Turning nothing into something, haters stay shooken.